And even though the vice president's campaign continues to gain momentum and $200 million in campaign funds, she wants us all to recognize that there is still a lot of work ahead. Still a lot of, so don't get complicit.
Complacent.
Okay? What was I meaning?
It's also, it was just different. You mean don't get safe, don't settle.
Yes, what did I say?
Complicit means you're going along with it, like we're complicit.
So maybe it's not just...
She's so excited that she's making all kinds of mistakes. She's so excited to go vote for Kamala Harris just because it's a woman or whatever. So she's making all kinds of mistakes.
You know, you have a future in comedy.
Thank you. So what they said, don't get what they said. Complacent. Meanwhile, her rival made this campaign pitch to the Believers Summit in Florida. Take a look.
I don't care how, but you have to get out and vote. And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. You won't have to vote anymore, my beautiful Christians.
We're the underdogs in this race. But this is a people power campaign. And we have momentum. Donald Trump has been resorting to some wild lies about my record, and some of what he and his running mate are saying, well, it's just plain weird.
Okay, let's talk about what that was.
Before we get into these women who are about to have the worst take ever, because that's all they know how to do, because it's like they're trying to hit the world record for always having the worst take. I already know they're gonna have the worst take. Please, guys, if you do like these videos, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell. All right, let's go ahead and get into it because we already know. Let's go ahead and do this.
She made sense. What was he talking about? Is he saying no one ever has to vote after they vote for him? What is he?
There's two interpretations.
What is going on?
He's either saying you won't have to vote again because I'm going to stay there and there's not going to be another election. That's one interpretation. The other is, dear Christians, I'm going to remake this nation in such a way that it will embrace, the laws will reflect your beliefs, that you won't need to vote because it's taken care of. Either, I think, should be concerning. He's talking about fundamentally changing things so much that you wouldn't even need to vote again in the future.
Very scary. God forbid we have some sort of moral type of value in this country. That's very scary, right? Okay, let's unpack that for a second. Number one, nobody's breaking fast. Well, we already have what I would call fascism in this country anyway, because we have things like the media that doesn't even talk to us. In reality, they lie to us for the regimes. Tell me that's not fascism itself. But anyway, okay. A Christian knows that you have free will to live your life the way you want to, right? You have free will to make the choice between whatever you want, good and evil, whatever. It's your choice, okay? But here's where society comes in. Some of this stuff you need to keep in your living room. You do. And when you become a danger to yourself and others, now we have a problem, and now society has to come in and fix this up, okay? God forbid we actually lived in a country where grown men didn't think that it was, appropriate to get naked and walk down the street, right, marching and carrying on in front of children. And the fact that even parents would bring their children to see this kind of disgusting display, but the parents don't get in trouble for it, though, right? Because that, to me, is abuse of a child. Yeah.
Does he think the Christians aren't going to notice, if he remakes the world, that they're not going to notice he's not living in the world he's remade?
Right. Well, he also puts us all in a box that all us Christians see things the same way and want the same policies, which some of the most prominent Christians like Russell Moore, it's been a deep Donald Trump critic since 2016. There's plenty of Christians who don't want Donald Trump in the White House.
Well, and if you have to explain it, how many times have we all watched it and said, well, they're saying this, but you say, what do you think he meant? You need to rewrite whatever's going on or get a script, one of the two, because that didn't make sense. It was very ominous and scary the way he said it. But the explanation of it being possibly, don't worry, we're going to get everything in line for the Christians, that's Project 2025.
Well,
So
yes.
either way, you're saying something pretty scary.
Yeah.
Well, I want to talk about my girl Kamala. And I'm going
Before
to
her
call-
annoying voice gets started, oh, they're so annoying. This other one saying, "Oh, you're talking about Project 2025, and that's so scary." He's talking about, I mean, my gosh, like, what kind of world do these people want to live in? Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm not saying, look, dig this again. You can do whatever you want. You just can't become a danger to yourself and others. It's just that simple. What is so hard about that? But when you hear Alyssa talk, she's like, "Oh, you know, he thinks that all Christians want the same thing, but we don't." She's right. There's a lot of people who call themselves Christians. They're not. And I'm not, this is not to like push any kind of, religion on anybody, but I'm just speaking in reality, right? Everybody call themselves whatever. Me personally, I wouldn't, it would not bother me if there was an abortion ban. Yes, because we don't talk about this thing in reality at all. And it would stop women from being so promiscuous. Yeah, dead serious. Yeah. But I also understand that if that doesn't happen, like, that's between me and God to deal with these kind of things. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not pushing my Christianity on other people, but Alyssa, she would fight for pro-choice. They say pro-choice, right? Without telling a woman exactly what they're choosing. There's no informed consent into these kind of things at all. So yeah, that's my stand. That's my value. Yeah. Like, I mean, why don't we, and we should hone a society that wouldn't want to have to always run to that as some sort of birth control. That's just an example. Okay. But these people, they want you out here, getting naked out here, going to the drag shows, bring your 4-year-old to the drag shows, whatever. No, schools that don't have to really teach, no school choice, all kinds of things. It's scary to live in a world with some sort of values or some sort of, when I say values, even some guidelines.
call her my girl Kamala because I have loved that woman since hello, and I've been saying for the longest time that she's underestimated and the narratives that were created of her were just not accurate. And I think people are now getting to see that. Look, when she was a number 2, she acted like a number 2, but baby, now she's a number 1, and she is slaying, killing it. Look, I was with her on Thursday. I had been invited to an event at the residence on Thursday, and I went. I told her something real sassy. That's why she's laughing, because she's got a sense of humor. And the energy, the enthusiasm, the joyfulness, the positivity, the optimism that this campaign is able to channel. And so on the other side, you've got these weird men, because they're weird. And you know what? Don't complain that we're calling you weird, because you've attacked her on her dating history. You have called her a DEI hire. You've said everything she's gotten is because of her gender and her skin color. You've called her all sorts of names. So I think we're being really kind and gracious by just calling you weird. And frankly, JD Vance, just dumb Vance, is pretty weird because
Where did you get that from?
Oh no, I tweeted it out 2 days ago.
Yes, but where did you hear it the first time?
Well, I heard it from you today.
Well, you heard it from me last week.
I heard it.
I didn't. But let me say this. They've given him, like Megyn Kelly on Fox News, everybody, they've given him, JD Vance, all these opportunities to clean up his childless cat lady comment. And he hasn't been able to. Like, he ended up apologizing to the cats instead of to the ladies. That's not how because he means it, because that's his intention. He has said in more than once that he thinks people without children, that's bad and must be punished, and people with children must be rewarded. He wants people with children to have more voting rights. He wants people with children to pay less taxes. But here's what I want to tell him.
Yes.
There are 2 types of women in this world. There are women who have no children because they are free to choose so, and there are women like me who have no children because we couldn't. And how dare you try to tell me that I am lesser than? How dare you tell me that I have less rights and less voting rights than others?
So I am going to make an episode about JD Vance's comments where I go deeper into them. But as a woman who doesn't have children yet, I wasn't that worked up about it. I'll say that. People always want to make things about themselves. There is some merit to what he was saying. I'm not a JD Vance fan, though. I want to be clear. To be honest, when it comes to 2024 elections, I don't know what's going on. I think a lot of it is what's the word I'm looking for? Like clown show. I really don't know. Like I'm not in these systems anymore, but I'm not telling anybody else what to do. I just don't know. You know, I just don't know. Like I have no other way to explain it but to say I just don't know. I don't think that Kamala is killing it anywhere. I think that Democrats are happy because they could talk about somebody that has blood running through their veins. That's it. That's really it. I don't think that Kamala's killing anything. So I don't know.
So are we?
I think that this Vice President Kamala momentum is very real. All weekend, anywhere I went with different groups of friends, they want to hear more about her. They're following. I had friends call into these phone calls that she's doing that aren't registered Democrats. Some of them are actually
they're
Republicans.
interested.
They're
Yes.
curious. And it was interesting. I got on one of them and they didn't cut me off. They let me be on the line. And it was talking about character, what our daughters are going to see and what people want to see in their president. So this race, you said it very well. This is going to be tight. Even if we feel like it's different and the energy shifted, what I would hope the vice president's team would keep doing is it's okay to admit if something you stated in the past is not your position now, because for 4 years, she's been the vice president for all Americans. So if they try to throw, well, you said you supported defund the police, it's okay to walk that back, which she did, by the way, in 2022. If it's something on the border, say, well, you know what, now as vice president and as a future.
Okay, so it's okay for her to be wishy-washy. That's basically what they're saying. I mean, that's just really what it is. They're going to, whatever goes for Kamala. Democrats are happy. By the way, this is the Republican. And so that's how I know this is just a show. She's paid to say whatever. They're paid to do mental gymnastics. Can't be mad at how people get the bag. Over here on Bring the Asteroid, we talk about things in reality. And the reality is the American citizen is actually like, I think I've spoken to more people who are jaded with a lot of things that are going on in our country on both sides of the aisle, right? On both sides. So all of this like cackling for Kamala is just to me performative, but hey, they get paid to perform, but they don't connect with what the American citizen is actually saying. I don't know where our elections is going. I don't know what is the future for this country, but what I can say for us as a people, just stay strong, stay focused, and you're going to be okay no matter who is the president. That's just really the take that I've been having lately. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.